Tom Shanahan of SpiritualAdrenaline.com. I'm in Reno, Nevada for the graduation of the Rise and Grind ladies. Rise and Grind is an innovative program that integrates exercise and nutrition into addiction recovery. And two of the folks who spoke at today's graduation are Bob and Pat Cashell, correct?
Yes.
Interesting story. Bob is the former mayor of Reno, Nevada, and Pat is his son who had an addiction problem for years and was a homeless person during the time his dad was the mayor of the city. So, Mr. Mayor, I'll call you Mr. Mayor, what was it like to be the political leader of the city, but also at the same time have a son who was struggling with addiction?
Well, it was hard, and it was things that I had to adjust to, but he helped me adjust to it. When we got into it and started working on it, then it was fine. But people need to know it happens to everybody. It doesn't matter if you're the mayor, the richest guy in town, or the poorest guy in town. It happens to everybody.
And when you came out publicly during your tenure and you discussed, you had a press conference, correct, with the two of you?
Yeah.
What
We cut commercials.
Tell me about that.
We did some PSAs, some public service announcements, and he embraced it. He really got behind it, and we started sharing our story together and the effects it had on not just myself, but him and the whole entire family.
Okay.
So it was, and like I said earlier, he actually called a press conference when we actually decided to start talking about it.
And let me just ask a question to you, Dad, and I want to hear you.
Yeah.
So what do you say to politicians out there who think, this is not an issue that should be out in the forefront, or maybe it's just not an easy political topic to discuss?
Well, no, they need to address it because there's thousands of people just in Reno, Nevada that need help. And the elected officials, the county and the cities need to come up and help them find programs to work it out.
And on that note, Pat, how long have you been sober now?
Over 13 years.
Why don't you tell the audience what you do now?
I actually run the homeless shelters that my dad built.
Bill. And so from the point of view as someone who had struggled with addiction, who's now running shelters and helping people that are in addiction, what message do you have for people out there in government that have the option to either incarcerate or help people, and also for people that are out there that are struggling and don't think that they're ever going to be able to break the cycle of addiction?
Oh man, I take care of over 500 people a night most of them are active users. But what I have to say to everybody out there, not just elected officials, these are human beings that have dealt with. I believe that all of this comes from childhood trauma, and the stories that I hear every day are atrocious. They'll make your skin crawl. And so my biggest ask is, please don't judge these people. Not everyone has a pretty story like all of us. Maybe the rapes and the molestations and the drug addiction issues that they witnessed as kids is what's formed them as adults. And so that's my biggest thing is if we really want to help them, we have to come from a pure open heart, not from a place of judgment. So
well, you must be also very proud of your dad, right, for taking a leadership role in that?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we didn't have a homeless shelter here before he became mayor, and now we have a beautiful campus, $30 million campus that houses 500 people a night, and 65 of those are children.
Wow. From
the ages of 6 months all the way up to 18 years old.
Wow, and you must be very proud of your son for what he's doing.
Well, I'm proud of him doing it and helping people and stuff like that. But I didn't build the homeless shelter. My council built the homeless shelter.
They say also that addiction is a family disease, so recovery is also a family process. Absolutely. And I thank both of you for taking the time to talk to me and being leaders in a family-based recovery program.
Parents need to understand, your kid was addicted. He's sober now and everything else. But I used to be glib and say he was lost at sea. And he finally told me one day to quit. He was an addict, and don't be ashamed of his addict. Be proud of what he's doing to turn his life around.
Amen. Thank you both so much.
Thank you.